Hey, my name's Jackson Hensley. I'm the summer video editor for the Red and Black, and this is the Weekly News Roundup. Today, Elizabeth Rymarev is going to tell us all about the Islamic New Year, which is currently happening, and then Maddie Brechtel is going to tell us all about some local Athens police blotter.
Hey, I'm Elizabeth Rymarev. I'm the assistant culture editor for the summer. This week, I wrote an article on the Islamic New Year, which billions of Muslims around the world are celebrating and coming together with family and friends as a community to gather for a time of self-reflection, peace, and looking forward to the new year. In 2022 in the United States, the Islamic New Year is going to start on July 28th and then go through July 29th, and it celebrates the first month, which is Awal Muharram, and the first month is all about kind of finding peace and spending time with your friends and family, and it looks different for different groups of Muslims. For Shia Muslims, they take the first 10 days to have as a grieving period, and they wear all black in order to mourn Hussein, who was Prophet Muhammad's grandson, who was targeted in 6 AD during battle during Awal Muharram, which is one of the most peaceful months during the year. On the 10th day, they'll take to the streets and kind of form as a community in order to fully grieve and mourn during this period and walk together barefoot typically and just kind of stand in solidarity for remembrance and honor of Hussein. For Sunni Muslims, typically some of them will take the first 10 days to either fast or kind of have like a self-reflection period, and fasting is seen as an activity that will be rewarded by Allah, which is the Muslim God. And yeah, mostly it's just kind of a way for the community of Muslims to gather together and celebrate with family and friends and have a time of just community, growth, and looking forward to the new year. So the calendar years look a little different for the Islamic New Year. This past year was 1443, and then it's going to turn 1444 AH, which stands for Anno Hijrai, which I think I might pronounce that wrong, but it means in the year of Hijrah. And that looks a lot different from our typical 2022-2023 New Year, which is really interesting. I personally took on this article because I was really fascinated by the different religions and kind of like the New Year, and I really wanted to know all about Islam and kind of what's the meaning behind the New Year. So it was a lot of fun to kind of research and take a dive into a religion that I'm not too familiar with, and it was a lot of fun. And I have a lot of Muslim friends who celebrate this New Year, so it was kind of fun to watch them celebrate and know the meaning behind it. So to read this article and many other explainer type articles, visit the Red and Black.
Hey, I'm Maddie. I'm summer news editor, and every Friday we do 3 stories from Athens Police Blotter. The first story from today's blotter is that a man reported that his mail had been thrown over his yard after returning home after several days. He suspects a group of fraternity men that had been reported a week earlier from being loud and disorderly. The man thinks that he will set up cameras very soon. The second story from today's blotter is that a man's car was broken into in an apartment complex on Barnett Shoals Road, and $10 in cash along with loose change were stolen. The officer at the scene dusted for prints and found 2 possible partial prints that will be submitted into evidence. The third story from today's blotter is that a man was barred for 2 years from Athens Clark County Transit after several incidents of getting into verbal arguments with bus drivers. The man told the officer he had gotten into an argument with the bus driver about which end of the bus to get off of. And after the argument, the bus driver had dropped him off at a location not near his house, and he had to walk home. The man was informed of the barring for 2 years, and then asked about the process in contesting the barring, since Athens Transit was his only form of transportation. The man then declined the form that he was offered and walked off the property. If you want to read more from the Athens Blotter or the UGAPD Blotter, visit redandblack.com for more.
And that wraps up Season 1 of the Weekly News Roundup. We're going to take a couple weeks off, but be sure to check the Red and Black website for the start of Season 2.